Sorry. Got
a little excited.
A little excited. Have to find the optimal not going to breathe into the mic too much position.
You can always tell. If I crank this up, you can hear yourself more. I know that can be annoying, but that's meant to deter you from that kind of stuff, I think.
I need it. Breathe. Goose fraba.
Rub your earlobes.
My earlobes are freaking itchy. The mosquitoes just demolished my earlobes. I had a face mask on and a hat on. And then I put a bug net over the top because I was set up on the ground on Sunday morning. Oh. Mosquitoes everywhere. And the only place the net was touching my body was on my ears. And they were just freaking, my ears have just been itchy for 2 days.
Wow.
Just biting my ears.
You're like one of those MMA fighters with cartilage ears or cauliflower ear.
You just look like you got the crap beat out of you.
I'm a mosquito.
Nah, I'm a deer hunter.
I feel like you see that. I saw this one dude that worked at a gas station. I'd stop at on the way home from work all the time, or on the way to, whenever it was. I was younger. And this dude's ears were totally... I'm like, he's a fighter.
Don't mess with that guy.
I'm never going to steal anything. Not that I'd ever would anyways, but I hope no one would because he'd probably kill him. I do this New York one from Calder. The Great Jones.
The Great Jonesy.
Reminds me of The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, it kind of looks that way, doesn't it? I think that's probably what they're going for.
It's a good book. Story about greed. Well, let's hit the switch, I suppose.
Let's hit the switch.
This is the Okayest Hunter Podcast. Never pass on shooter bucks, because that's just meat in the freezer. It's your tag. You hunt how you want. This is Okayest Hunter.
Welcome to the Okayest Hunter Podcast at our new live time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Coming at you from Oconomowoc in our studio.
And we were realizing that the slight change in time has brought a whole new issue of harsh daylight directly into Clark's face.
Put a whole new light on things.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Literally. So I'm like totally whitewashing the...
See, exactly. The camera. No one's expecting this to 5 p.m.
No one is. I bet you at 6 when we're wrapping it down, people are like, what the hell? Because I've not announced this. I've not done anything I should have, but I didn't.
Well, I appreciate you making the move.
If you now can listen to us live, great. If now you can't, I'm sorry. We had to make some changes because we have bedtime routines with kids after this. It's been severely mucked up with the kids going back to school. Mornings are brutal, by the way.
Dude, my wife gets to take care of all that. She's wonderful for that. I'm out the door before anyone's awake. So me having a little bit of a commute and starting an hour earlier than the kids start school, like, I'm not in it. So like organized, but I'm not in the chaos.
Oh man. I'm in it now 3 days a week fully. Now, luckily my wife will help with lunches ahead of time as needed and picking out outfits. I could pick out outfits, but they'll be subjectively wrong to her. I'm like, it looks fine. She's like, I can't believe you'd pick that. I'm like, I don't know why this is wrong. Much like deer hunting. I don't know why this spot, it looks like a fine spot.
It's wrong. I know it's wrong. I just don't know why.
Oh, man. Hey, we're brought to you by Nosler. You're going to see a lot of Nosler in our upcoming series. We have 10 episodes fully done, ready to get put out into the world. I think we're going to try to release 2 a week. That feels about right. Maybe 3 a week because that's a bunch to get through. And to debut everything, we're going to do a live watch party. Party's a relative term, but I think we'll do a small gathering. And so I put a thing out on Instagram the other day about like who's from Wisconsin or not of our season 3, episode 1 debut. We'll host a small gathering here in Oconomowoc. So if you're in the area and you want to join, just keep an eye out for details. I'm not going to really make a big thing out of it. I think we'll send out a small email or an email to a small list of folks. And I'll probably make like a Facebook event page just so I can get a head count so we know how much Marty's Pizza to order or Domino's or whatever.
That's a great idea. A little live watch party here at the studio. You got the space now. Might as well use it.
We'll set up a tent. We'll get a grill. We'll just kind of like have some fun with it. It's not going to be a rager. It's not going to be like, it's just going to be pretty chill. And no one's actually going to watch the show real time. Like I don't anticipate like, guys, shut up.
Pass the popcorn.
You know, like none of that, but it'll be on. So that'll be kind of a fun excuse to get together. For everyone else that wants to watch, it'll be on YouTube and Carbon TV. And Nosler has like quite the run of the place on that show because like Greg's knocking down does, I'm hitting targets. Like it's fun. So anyway, if you want a discount, I think what we use the most or the majority in the episodic is the whitetail country, which makes a lot of sense because that's primarily what we're hunting here.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about Latitude real quick because you and I just watched their trailer for their season 3. Like we're not in the same league. So don't get it twisted. Our show is not like their show. Their producer, who is Aaron Belize, who runs the what's his podcast now? I feel like a jackass. I know what it is. My brain's just not up to speed.
I am blinking on it.
I can picture that Drop Tine Antler or the Antler, that the Fall podcast.
The Fall.
And I needed to see that antler in my head. Anyway. Dude's incredible. I had no idea.
Creative talent right there.
It is. If you haven't watched the Latitude Grit series, there's nothing else. There's nothing else that comes close to it right now. Like whether even the shows that are just shows and meant to exist to be a show, like these guys are a product company and they have a show that trumps.
It's badass.
Everybody's.
It's the video production, everything, the sound. We were talking about the soundtrack and the music and the use
in of itself.
So cool.
The scene cuts, the abrupt stops, the starts,
just watch
humor.
the freaking trailer that you just showed. Like
you get
that
the
trailer,
dude.
You and I were like fist bumping, like punch a wall.
I'm like freaking out.
I'm gonna watch that before I have to drag a deer out.
You should watch that. You should watch it before every hunt. That's your hype video for the season. Go watch the Grit trailer on YouTube. But anyway. Just those guys are doing incredible work over there, and I'm so thrilled to be partnered with them. I'm also incredibly, like, not to put our folks down, but I'm a little jealous. Like, that's really great. So, like, our tone's a little bit more like we're the dawdler at the end of the line, like just lollygagging around, looking at the pine cones in the trees.
Well, it looks pretty cool,
but it's
right?
really well done for how we do things.
It looks nice, but I mean, most of it is just us walking around with cameras going, I don't know what to do. Where do I go?
Very different vibe, but also well done. The story is there, and I'm excited to share last hunting season with everybody because there was a lot of trial and tribulation there. There was a lot going on.
We had a good one.
So it was a season that won't soon be forgotten. And yeah, we're using Latitude. Like we're stopping at lots of Quick Trips. I think the trailer's like mostly a commercial for Quick Trip. I was like, geez.
Well, that's because the camera was with you most of the time, and you're at Quick Trip more than you're in the woods. Yeah. And I like that.
And then we had started working with Gerber this year, which feels like a long time because it's September and it's going to be October soon. But we were using their products at the end of last season. So we started to really get familiar with the Gerber line of products and their knives and where to use certain ones and when not, and the multi-tools and so forth. So like we didn't really get into a good groove of using Gerber stuff until like we did turkey camp this year. So none of that's on, there's no show or video for that. Yeah. But made a hefty use out of their products on that one. Just we'll do more of that this season, which I'm excited about because they have new product coming down the pike that we get to kind of spearhead, pun intended. Anyway.
Well, I've always been a big fan of just the quick little interchangeable head gutting knives.
You have that one.
And I had like the Outdoor Edge one as recommended by my buddy Bo, and I got it and I freaking loved it. Mm-hmm. You use that blade as much as you want and then like literally just throw a new one on for whatever you're doing and it's nice and sharp. And then Gerber, I got one from Gerber, loved it, used that last season to process some deer. And then I got one from Foam Fest, one of their new ones, which is like a built-in, like it has like a little opening container built into the side, like handle of the knife, to put like 3 refills.
Yes.
So now it's just one little piece, the handle of the knife, flip, and you got blades right in it. Like you don't have to have like a separate pouch for the blades, which I'm just like, wow, that's freaking genius. Like
good.
I'm so excited to use that one.
And when they're fresh like that, you know they're sharp because you'll wear a knife down. Like if you're just in the field cutting stuff, you probably don't want to use like one of your nicer blades. The inevitability of like setting it down and forgetting it, or it gets all dull. Like you don't have to worry about that here. And you want a sharp knife for that stuff. You just do. It makes a damn big difference.
Absolutely.
Would you use one of those for like, do you process your own deer? Do you cut it up or like quarter it down?
Mm-hmm.
Quarter it up, quarter it down? What are we quartering?
I quarter it. And then usually, depending on like heat, I've got like a garage fridge that's like not nice that I'll like put quarters in. So like, take the height off, quarter it, get like 2 of the quarters into the fridge, take care of 2 quarters that night after the kids go to bed or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like come back the next day. It's been refrigerated. So it's actually nice to cut up. But yeah, I use those knives for that too. They got that little deboning fixed blade knife, which is really freaking nice. I like that one.
You can grab
last
it
season.
with like your whole hand.
Yeah.
Are you pretty quick with that? With quartering up deer in your garage?
Yeah.
Pretty proficient?
I've gotten better. I mean, we've always, like, up at the cabin, my mom and dad always, like, if we got one, it hung on the meat pole, and then we cut it up together, like, the next day. So we always processed it all. I still bring them to the processor every once in a while. That, what was it, that buck I shot? It's the last year's buck. It was hot, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And that, like, I wasn't going to keep that overnight. It was, like, a low of,
Did you drop that at Marty's on the way up?
I dropped it off at Marty's because they had, like, a walk-in cooler.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just bringing it there. So I let them process it, which was awesome.
Your Tasker asked me to come over a week ago today. He's like, it was late. I'm working on uploading a couple different podcasts, of course. And he's like, hey, are you up still? Do you want to come help me?
Because you got to dough.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I can't. Like, I got to get this stuff done. It's already late. I felt so bad because I want to be the guy that could help. And I'm like, oh no, I feel like I should probably go. But I told him, I'm like, he's like, well, the place I could take it to, the freezer's not open. And I was like, well, this place, their freezer is open and it's the same distance. It's like 20, 25 minutes away. Do you like go there? So I think that's what he did. I guess I didn't follow up to see if that's where he went, but I think he did.
Well, there's not that many places that have
that's a damn big deal to have a walk-in freezer if you're not going to be doing it yourself.
Well, I was like, I'll drive an hour, no problem if it means I can get it in. Because I mean, even stuffing them with ice, if it doesn't get cold at night, I don't want to risk it, dude. You put in all that work, that animal died. Like, yeah, I'm going to do whatever I can.
And then what are you going to do with rotten meat? What are you going to do with that? Then you got a different problem on your hands. So yeah, I'm all for it too. But the one time I did quarter up my own deer, it was cold, man. And like after a while, I started like losing dexterity in my fingers, and I'm like, I'm going to cut a finger off.
Well, that's always the worst.
Knives got duller and duller and duller as I went. So I had like a whole bunch of fillet knives.
Less feeling.
Yeah. It was tricky. I was not proficient. I didn't know. It took me forever.
I remember that always being my least favorite is like a gun season deer that's hung and like froze. Like if it's a hard freeze overnight and then you got to process it the next day, the meat is so cold that like handling it and cutting it up just sucked because your hands go numb. It's uncomfortable. Like that part always sucks.
But if you know what you're doing, I suppose you get done pretty quick.
Well, and the more you cook venison, like different styles, like roast, the more fun it is to like process it yourself because you know how you like to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, I just know like the better job I do it now, and I like this much for this portion for whatever family. Like you can cut it up exactly how you want, and then get the kids running the vacuum sealer. They freaking love that thing. So it's like, and then the meat, the grinder, like kids love doing that. So like now it's like
kids love to have.
We got our own process. Yeah, give them a task and let them go to town.
Yeah, Dane would love that shit. He just loves anything that's got some sort of moving parts to it. I think we covered everybody here. Rack Hub, this is the time of year, man. Like, as you start knocking them down, you want to think of a way to display it. A Euro mount's way less expensive than a shoulder mount. Not that I'm just discouraging anybody from getting a shoulder mount. I think they're beautiful. But there's a lot of ways you can honor the memory. So
I've got doing antler restorations or whatnot. I came into a really nice pedestal shoulder mount that a gentleman didn't want anymore, a guy named Gary. Met him through this and did a antler repair for him. And he was like, I'm not going to use that mount. I'm getting it remounted with a different cape. So just like chuck it. And I was like, do you mind if I hang on to it? He's like, yeah, absolutely. It's in good shape. So I was like, the next big one I get, I'm just going to throw on to that and reuse it. Otherwise, I'm just getting euros. I'm just doing euros, dude. It's too expensive.
I think Rack Hub has something for that. They have a product where you could drill into the foam whatever. Like make sure you check it out because they do. I've seen people doing that, and you're like, why would you ever do that? And this is kind of a unique situation.
Yeah, they might have one that like has interchangeable like individual antlers
into the shoulder mount.
Yeah, so like
because they actually have some sort of offering for taxidermists.
That would be for like a taxidermist to install it. So like all your mount is like the top of the head there is like split. Like a T, it's split down the middle, and then it's a T shape, and they have like the actual skull plate with 2 screws screwed into like the base, which has like a piece of wood in it, in the inside the foam head. And so like literally, I just unscrewed, like I warmed it up with hot water, pulled the skin back. You know, it was sewed together, so I cut it, warmed it up, folded it back, took the screws out, those antlers came off. Now they're just waiting for a new set. So there's like a
Okay.
weird deer with a Frankenstein head sitting in the basement in the back room, just waiting for me to shoot something big enough.
That's pretty cool,
Yeah.
actually. Like, I wouldn't have thought. I don't watch your shoulder, but I don't. What am I going to do with that? But it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. So, okay, you had a tree fall in front of one of your trail cams. I only have 2 trail cams out, and they're in a relatively similar region, so I don't expect there to be a lot of, like, if one's not popping off, the other one probably isn't going to be much either, at least not yet. But I haven't seen anything on there since the 19th, I think.
Like no deer.
And the day before that was a week when we were doing this episode. I was like, oh, another hunter. So, like, at least another deer showed up after that. So I know that, like, he didn't steal it or something. To my knowledge, at least from what I can tell by watching the video of the 2 different hunters I've seen on that camera, neither of them seem to have noticed the camera, which I find to be shocking. Or they pretended to not notice it. But there's no of them observing the camera.
See, this is the one good side of that looking branch falling down. If there had been
Less
a big
obvious.
old looking branch, then they probably
With
would have
zip
looked
ties?
around. Yeah. So our looking branch fell down probably 6 hours after we hung it, and then became incognito.
Maybe that's all for the best. But I mean, that's, I don't know what you're seeing for pressure on yours. Like, that feels like a decent but amount of pressure, but both of them look like pretty serious mobile hunters. Like, they had the mobile hunting setup thing going on. And unless you're canoeing back there, there's no real great way. It's a hike, no matter what. So these guys are probably a little bit more serious than not.
Yeah,
which
I
is
would assume
probably
so.
I think that's a good thing, because I think if I were, like, closer to the parking spot of the road, I have to imagine I'd already seen a few different people.
Very possible.
That's my thesis, anyways. I don't know.
Well, and when we were hanging that camera and, like, looking at that spot, we were like, if someone's coming back here, they're going to come back to this, like, because
Yeah.
it's like
It's a landmark.
identifiable, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's where you're going to go. So we kind of talked about, like, we wonder how much, like, we were kind of surprised we didn't see a camera already hanging there. So,
Yeah.
like, we kind of anticipated that there was going to be something there, some kind of pressure. So I think it's kind of good that you're getting to monitor that. Where your camera is a spot that I would check out if I was going to go look at that.
Well, I think it's you, and then when Jacob was here, he's in this general, like, pretty wide swath of an area, but he's like, oh, I haven't been to that spot yet, but I imagine people are, and, like, I can see where he's going, but he's also going way the hell out of his way. There's no easy way to get to where he's going, but these guys that are pushing harder, further, that's what I'm seeing from what I can tell. I'm not seeing, like, some, I'm not seeing some, like, Homer Simpson, with a beer gut. That's not what's happening.
Beer in his hand.
Yeah, like, there's none of that going on. So there's change happening right now, though. But what? What's happening? Like, there's no real cold front happening yet.
No.
Not even in the next 10 days. There's nothing. These temperatures are not budging. We're, like, in mid to high 70s with low temps around 50s.
If that.
There's no major dips. There's no fronts on like the foreseeable forecast. What are we doing? What are you doing to hunt this? You're suffering. The mosquitoes are bad. The heat's up.
A lot of suffering, mostly.
But how are you? I would think that I would be, if I'm going to go out, this is where I struggle. Like, I think I would be looking for intel and doing observation sits, but also I don't have any damn time. So I'm going to put forth that effort. I feel like I'm going to want to hunt, but I don't want to burn shit up yet.
This time of year is terrible for fellows like you and me who don't have time to invest in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Not for hunting, because right now you shouldn't just be throwing blind sits all over the place. You should be scouting twice as much as you're hunting and looking for that concentrated fresh sign, which is probably going to be near acorns right now. Like, beans have turned yellow.
Mm-hmm.
If you find some trees that are dropping acorns and there's caps on the ground, you're probably going to find a bunch of deer crap. You're probably going to find rubs close by. Go in the direction of the nearest thicket. There's probably going to be some rubs. Sunday morning, I hunted, canoed into a spot blind. Never been there before.
Okay.
Set up, saw a doe. Actually used a Latitude platform in a way I'd not used before.
Okay.
Kayaked into the spot. It was pretty far spot to get into. Left super early. Got there in the dark. Pulled the kayak up. On the map, it looks like some nice trees. Brought the saddle gear in. I made it about 10 yards, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to get into any one of these trees. It was mostly just little buckthorn scrub shit. There was a couple of trees, but I was like, if I get into these trees, I'm not going to be able to shoot. I'll be able to shoot 3 times less than if I just sit on the ground. So I just made a setup on the ground, very close to where I came in, and I ended up strapping my Latitude platform like 6 inches off the ground.
Just to avoid making a lot of noise.
Just so I had a little spot to sit.
Yeah.
And like I sat on it like that, which was fine. And my climbing sticks just sat next to me. But I had a doe come in to like 20 yards, which was pretty cool. I sat till like 9-ish. The mosquitoes were horrible on the ground. They were really bad, biting my ears, and I had a bug net and everything. I didn't do any bug spray or.
Are you swatting a bunch of like in that point? Are you moving too much, or like you're gonna give it away?
No, I'm pretty freaking stubborn. So like I had a face mask on, I had my hat, so there was barely any skin visible. But then I put like a bug net on over the top, and the only place that it touched was my ears. But the mosquitoes were going through the bug net, through the face mask, and biting the top of my freaking ears, dude. But like,
it's crazy how they can find
it's just not peaceful. Like I didn't move or swat them, but like just listening to them buzz around you. Oh,
that sound will make me crazy.
Yeah. So
can you move that a little?
Yeah.
bit
Which way you need me to go?
To my right.
This way?
Yeah. Thank you.
These are your sunglasses.
There we go.
Is that good?
That'll do it. Yeah.
All right. That ought to do it. But it was kind of cool because I sat for a while and then I kind of thought, all right, I'm going to take a little walk around. And I took a little walk around, and there were some nice trails I noticed right in the morning. But there was 3 fresh rubs within 30 yards of where I had set up, luckily, accidentally, But there was 3 fresh rubs there, and I was like, okay, this is decent. And then I took the kayak a little bit further back and did some scouting. I wanted to spend some time scouting. I brought a camera with me and did some walking. And man, there was a lot of sign, a lot of rubs in certain patches. A lot of stuff in the open.
I saw you posting to social a little bit of just some of that stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of like, there's thick cover, buckthorn kind of shit, real tight. And there was sign in there, but also in the more open stuff along the creeks where it's mostly grassy, little pockets of brush, like real small. A lot of rubs in there, beds in there. I jumped a spike buck, and then I jumped one nice buck. He wasn't huge, but probably a 2 or 3 year old. He was big enough that when I got up to where he was, you could smell buck. Like it smelled bucky. And I was like, oh, missed that.
Someone's been here.
Yeah. So there was a lot of sign, but probably 20 rubs, 25 rubs in there.
How do you think the deer are reacting to like some of this early pressure, if at all? Like I've seen 2 hunters. No deer have been to that scrape one spike buck since the last hunter. Are they going to start to be like feeling? I just don't know how they're going to be reacting to that yet.
I don't think it makes that big a difference. To be honest, in the early season, there's so much cover and vegetation right now.
They still feel pretty
that they can just move minimally and still have cover, right? As soon as we get that hard frost and some of the grass lays down, and as soon as the leaves start coming off, that's when cover starts being scarce. And that's when I think, hunting pressure is going to ramp up. So you're going to have more
people that are like, all right, I can go
But
out
also
now.
There becomes less and less security pockets, right? Like where they actually feel safe. Right now, man, you can bump on that sucker, will run a little ways, and there's cover and food everywhere. So like, I really don't think they're moving that much down here. Like I don't, they might turn off from a spot, but they're not moving far. If they got a preferred food source, they're just finding another little pocket of cover and laying in that. They're pretty chill right now.
Are you looking to take a doe early season?
Not while it's this warm.
Yeah.
And a lot of the spots I've been going to are just, like I always do the same thing every year where like I just kind of like punish myself and like do these like get up at 3:00 and then like.
Well, how much of what you're doing now is going to have a payout in the.
That's the idea. I'm trying to learn a new area in the beginning of the season by throwing hunts at spots I think are going to be good. Is what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to make
Are you ruling out any of these spots as a result of this? Like,
yeah.
Like, because what they're doing now isn't going to be what they're doing in a month.
Yeah.
So then what does that mean? How do you
so like, I'll give you an example. I had a spot that was on my radar. I looked at the map. I hunted not terribly far from it opening weekend, but like a couple 100 yards away. But I could see there was oak trees on this one higher spot. And I was like, I'm not buying oak tree if those oaks are dropping. I didn't see deer that night. I did, but they were on a far away. I was like, I bet you deer were moving toward those oak trees. So when I was coming back out the other day, I was like, I'm going to go look at that. Got up there, looked, very few acorns, very few, not much deer sign at all. There was great historical sign rubs from years past, some really big ones. But because there's no acorns, there's no real reason for them to go to that hardwoods in my eyes. So like those rubs are probably from when there was acorns.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not going back there. I'll go to some other thick spot around there, but like if there's not acorns now and they're not going up there now, there's no reason for them to go up there when there's no leaves. It's just going to be more open. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just, there's some local stuff, like real locale to where I'm at geographically. And I'm like, well, I'm wondering if I want to just go throw some like really quick, easy sits around here to just kind of kick the dust off of things, get in the zone, but knowing that there probably isn't much opportunity for anything like super significant in I mean, that's not entirely true, but it's so populous that it's going to be super densely pressured. So if there is anything of significance, good luck kind of thing. I don't think I'm that good of a hunter in that context to like really get dialed in such a small area with that much pressure. But all the fields I've glassed around here, there's some dandies running around. I've seen them. They're around. I have general idea of where they could be. There's a lot of private that I'm not going to be able to get or touch at all. But I'm like, I kind of want to do that. But then I'm just like, knowing that I can be hunting and that it's in season, I just want to get out there. But I'm still in birthday month.
Yeah, you're
like it's
you're in the heart
so.
of it.
I'm also not so mad that I can't even not swat this fruit fly away, dude. I can't hunt mosquitoes because I have a reflex to this shit. But it's so hot that I also don't feel that bad that I'm not out there. So I'm kind of grateful a little bit for the heat because I can't be hunting anyways. I'm like, this is stupid. I wouldn't be enjoying this. This is not going to work. But I don't have anything patterned. I don't even have anything that's ever really showed up in daylight where I do have any intel coming in. So I don't know.
I think one of the things that if a guy does get out and throws a sit here or there somewhere and you don't see a buck, I think there's still things to be gained, obviously, right? The scouting, the walking in, noticing deer sign, but also making note of where you're seeing doe groups, like especially where they're coming from out of bedding. Like if you're not hunting like an open food source, if you're not hunting a field edge, you're hunting back in the woods and you see where a group of does is moving through, the does don't tend to move that much. So like if they came from this particular area, you think that that's where they're living, they're bedding, they might go a different direction to different food sources, but those does probably are going to spend the fall in that general area, which if you're planning on taking off during the rut, when everybody does in November, that's a really good thing to know. Because you just, when the time comes, go pick a nice trail on the downwind side of where you think those does are living, and you might be in the chips for a cruising buck. Mm-hmm. So like paying attention where you see all those does, that could pay dividends. But like I'm not going to go out and just hunt to try to find doe groups. Like I would just do that while I was scouting. But if you notice that, that's definitely something to make note of. Mark it in your Onyx. Pick a color pin for doe bedding and make a guess. Smart. And that could be a spot that you revisit at the end of October when bucks are starting to be interested in that. Otherwise, there's still tons of time to be hunting bucks and buck sign in October here. October is a beautiful time to do that.
Yeah. And I don't know, there's like the whole thesis of the October lull. I'm like, it's a September lull right now. And that's not even lull. It's like, it's the false start. Like nothing's even like primed to move really yet. And I wouldn't want to be moving either. If I were a deer, it's hot. This is a complete, and by the way, the phone lines are open. So if you want to call in, you can, 262-757-4122 for those that have realized that we're doing this live earlier. You can call in. And again, going forth for the foreseeable future will be 5 p.m. Central Standard. So if you want to call in and participate, ask questions, share stories, tactics, whatever you got going on, you're always welcome to do so as a listener. And we invite you to do that because we want to have a two-way dialogue. This does not need to be just us talking at everybody every time. A total different gear switch because I've been watching some of the footage from last year. I could have killed that buck if I would have pulled the trigger sooner. He was heavily quartered to me.
The buck that you hit and did not get?
Quartered to me until he wasn't, which is when I ended up taking the shot. He was more broadside. So quartering to, I don't know what you would call this angle.
Yeah, quartering to.
But like, so his left side was where I could have been shooting into. Then he turned full broadside to the left as he worked his way through. He cut over.
Mm-hmm.
I've never taken this guy was quartering away. quartering 2 is a different shot because you got brisket. What I'm after though is when I've been watching not only our stuff but other people's stuff, the Latitude stuff. I've noticed this about myself, and this can go into the gaming world, and I'm not even a gamer, but when I would play like Call of Duty or Halo or whatever the hell it was, I would always be like the slow guy to pull the trigger on the headshot because it had to be just so. And then I got pals that are just running around headshot. I'm like, how are you making that decision so quick and hitting it? What? And then I'm seeing people shoot these deer, and they're drawn back for like a second. Done. Like the decision to draw back, steady in, release, I've realized like I think this is a big part of why I'm not getting it done. I think a lot of my issue, scouting aside, I think I've come a long way there. I have more to go, always more to go there. The chasm that I'm living in right now is I think my shot decision or my my punctuation on it or my ability to get through those mechanics quickly without, you want to be sure of your shot. So I think I'm good there, but maybe I'm spending too much time on it. So I'm just wondering about when you draw back, some people are really good at executing on that in like a moment's notice. Like they can draw back. I've learned a little bit more about that, but I still struggle there, knowing the right time. And then also when to go. And I think Tyler, that season ago, dude, he drew back and shot so
3
quick.
seconds, maybe.
Like if I were him, I feel like I would have been drawn back way ahead of that shot because I think he had more time to have been drawn back.
Yeah.
And I would have launched. But he drew back and launched. I just have been noticing killers seem to kill and they can draw back and let one fly. And I'm a little bit like the guy that can't take a headshot in Call of Duty. If I'm being,
I love
my
this.
analogy.
I love this reference you're bringing back to that. I don't know if this is what's happening with you, but this is something that I'm going to vocalize because I've forgotten to do this.
This is a thing I can bring into practicing.
This
probably.
is absolutely something that everyone should bring into practice. And if anyone is friends with me, they've heard me say this 1,000 times because my dad used to drill this into my brain, which is pick a spot. And
you told me that, but I don't know that it's registered in the way that maybe it's intended.
But here's the difference. Here's when you're explaining it, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm thinking. Picking a spot happens before you have a pin on a deer. Picking a spot is when that deer's walking in, you are analyzing where you need to hit that deer at that angle. Like you literally are picking a hair as it's coming in, right? When you draw the bow, your eyes aren't off the spot. So when you're drawing back, I'm assuming like I'm picturing you said you have a hard time like, being that quick. You're drawing back. You're trying to put your pin on the deer where you think it needs to die. The guys who are doing it, they have a spot picked. They're drawing. They're just looking at the spot, not their pin. They're looking at the spot, pin, shoot. They're focused on the spot on the deer, not trying to put their pin where they need to kill the deer. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
and I don't know. That might not be it.
But like this one I was drawn back on before he popped out. So the spot was not picked. Like I just knew where he was going to pop out, and I was like, okay, I'm going to be drawn before he gets out of the stick stuff, so I'm all set.
But that's sometimes the way it is, right? Yeah.
This guy, I drew back while he was walking. He just happened to look the other direction, so I drew back. I felt really good about all that. That was really quick. But then that shot was terrible, and I lucked out because I hit the femoral artery.
In the back, right?
Yeah. So like, not good. I actually thought I totally botched that whole entire thing, which I did. Just again, got really lucky with how it failed to go where it's supposed to go. Yeah, that's a big part of why I think I'm not getting it done. I just am not knowing when to draw back, and if I am, I'm missing. Like I did miss on a deer last season, wherever that was, when I let one rip at that little 8 and just missed. And
I think a lot of times when guys miss, it's just because you're trying to put your pin on the deer.
Yeah.
Instead of picking that, like just drilling with your eyes through that deer the spot. And like you mentioned that quartering 2 shot, that's not one I've taken. I didn't take it because I wasn't sure how that was all going to go. So I plus he was looking at me, so he was like looking my direction. I think he never busted me. It was never fully on, but I think he was like, I did what you said not to do. Not intentionally. Actually, this was not one of those where I did it on purpose. It just kind of happened to go that way where I had walked across where he was intersecting my scent trail. So it kind of alerted him a little bit. Then he was looking around, didn't see me because I was hidden well because of a saddle, which was great. The tree was my cover. Mm-hmm.
So I'm poking around the tree. He's looking my way. I probably could have drilled him right there. I really could have. Like he wasn't that alerted. He was just seemed genuinely curious. So if I would have let one rip at 15 yards, I probably could have smoked him. But what does smoking a deer look like when he's quartering too? You're hitting brisket, right? Like,
well, it depends on the amount that it's quartering, right? Because like there's still a time where it could be facing you where you might aim behind the shoulder, but a lot of times you're going to want to aim right in front of the shoulder.
I would have got gut probably if
you aim behind the shoulder, right? So like what you're seeing is a lot of guys tuck it right in front of the point of the shoulder, right? Like where the crease meets the neck, right? Like right in there.
Okay.
Because when you, it's kind of a detriment, like shooting broadside, that's when you have the widest part of the scapula, right? The shoulder blade. The shoulder's biggest high, where a lot of people tend to hit when shooting from a tree stand or from a saddle, from an elevated position. You got that giant shoulder blade. When they're quartering to you, the width of the shoulder blade obviously turns. You have less to aim at.
It's a blade, right? Yeah, you're getting
their shoulder bone comes forward and it makes that little vital V, which there's actually very little bone there. So like even aiming directly at the shoulder when they're like quartering to you, 3/4 angle,
could still work out.
Your odds of it like drilling perfectly centered into the shoulder are less than like hitting a freaking scapula. Scapula is like 5 inches wide, right? Shoulder bone, not very big. So like, you have more room hitting low. Just don't freaking hit high, dude. High shots are the worst.
Yeah, the blood
they never
fills up in the cavity.
You never have blood to follow. You sometimes, hit through the tenderloins, or you hit them so high that it's just so hard to trail them. Just try to hit.
They duck the arrow too,
or lower. Yes, it's tough.
That's been I don't know. Again, total gear switch, but I'm just thinking about the things that are blockers for me this season. Time, access, maybe, but it depends. And I think as the season progresses, like that'll get more challenging, more easy. I don't know. It depends on like rut, blah, blah, blah. But then I'm like, okay, well, I've put myself in some damn good spots over the recent years.
You have.
So the hell's wrong with what I'm doing? And that's what my conclusion is. Like, I'm just I'm not being as decisive as I should be to execute in the moment that I need to do that. And I can remember the first time I ever talked about it, which is I talked about the Nicolay when my deer showed up and instead of picking my gun, I picked up my walkie-talkie. Like this is like classic Eric Clark bullshit. Like I'm just not that lethal.
But no, the lethality part comes so much from like how many deer have you put down with a bow? Under 10?
3, a doe.
Dude,
and $2. I've shot at more than that.
So how can you be super confident in your, you know what I mean? When you haven't done it like a ton.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. And you don't have time to go shoot 1 million does or anything. Like, but man, it helps. Everyone helps. Everyone gives you confidence.
The doe that I did shoot, I was convinced she was dead. And she, like, maybe she was, but we never found her. So like, I talked about that too. And I just, what the hell?
I tried talking, and maybe it worked. I don't know. I tried talking the wife into this weekend. We're all going to be home. Sunday, and I was like, what if we all took a ground blind and I got a spot that probably could be a doe or two come out. I was like, what if we all did a 4-person Melkor family hunt and I tried to shoot a doe? She was like, oh, you want to do that? And I was like, well, that means you don't want to do that. No, she would do it, but it would be interesting.
Jacob Sclenner just did the take your wife video.
Yeah, he did a nice little video on that.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I took my wife once when we were dating during a Packer game. And my father-in-law's like, I can't believe you're not going to watch the Packer game. He couldn't believe it.
What kind of man
I was like, no, I got to go hunt because like everyone's going to watch Packer game. It's like a golden ticket.
No one's in the woods.
And there were people in the woods.
They're watching the Packer game on their phone.
But Holly spotted a doe. She was the first one to see it. It was walking up and I was like, oh, it's on the ground. Like it's totally onto me. Like it was so close by the time we realized it that it wasn't going to happen. But she's like half passed out for the majority of the time. And then it was like, oh, you're actually going to kill that thing? I don't think I actually enjoy this now. Once it hit her that I was going to kill this thing in front of her, she like got really uncomfortable.
You don't want to do it.
And then we were leaving and I was like, there's that freaking doe. And I almost creamed her with my car. Like, this is why bow hunting is important. Okay. Because like we could have just totally gotten it right now. And if I would have shot that doe, this wouldn't have happened. Totally. Yeah. But so she's like, I'm not interested in going ever again. That was the dumbest thing ever. It's like, all right.
Can't win them all.
Tried to bring you.
Can't win them all.
Yeah. Just slept and then got scared about me killing a deer. So, I don't know. So what's next on your agenda for like, I don't know, how are you continuing to navigate this? Are you got the Melkor family hunt potentially for a doe?
I'm going to go Thursday after work.
Okay.
I got the green light from the wife. It's not going to be cold, but it's like a high of 69.
Okay.
I checked the wind, and it's supposed to be out of the west, which I don't know where to go. So I'm going to think about it over the next few days. I'm going to throw a hunt in somewhere and probably go to a spot I haven't hunted yet this year or like been to in a while and just kind of scout
down
my
here,
way.
up there, where?
Probably down here somewhere.
Okay.
And then maybe a family hunt this weekend just for the shits and giggles.
Yep.
And then I think next weekend it's my mom's birthday, so we're going to go up to the cabin and celebrate her birthday. And my dad's been finding some good sign up there, so maybe he and I will be able to sneak off to the woods one evening and just throw a little Northwoods hunt in there for fun.
You'll be able to do that, yeah.
It'll be fun.
How are the bears up there?
My dad's got a bear tag. He hasn't sat for bears once yet.
Okay.
So there's bears everywhere. He's got them on every camera, but they just stop hitting the bait altogether. So I told him you should just go walk around with your rifle in an oak flat. You probably shoot one. He was like, "Oh, I should," but he didn't.
Well, yeah.
But he's got bears on lots of cameras. He just hung. I gave him a cell camera for his birthday, and he just moved it like 3 days ago. And the first day, a bear came up, turned it sideways. 200-pounder probably. Yeah. Turned it sideways, and all those pictures are.
Bears mess with the cameras a lot, don't they?
Oh, they love them, especially like the cell cameras. I feel like people have always told me that they like chew on the antennas or rip the antennas off. Something about the antenna they like.
They don't like.
Or they don't like.
Get this out of here, they say. Huh.
Unnatural piece of shit.
So you kayaked into where you were just recently.
Yes.
But you're not going to be able to take a deer out on that kayak, or did you have a different one?
No.
So what are you going to do when you do that? What's going to happen?
I'm going to call Dave Bechtel and say, hey, bring your 25-horse John boat over here.
There you go.
I'm going to help you get her in, and we're going to rip down that river. Probably. Or I'll just have to come back and get it with the canoe.
Jeff's got a John boat with one of those mud motors.
I mean, I've got a canoe big enough to like that I could take in there, but it's so much easier to kayak in when it's just me. Like, it's so much easier.
So you're kind of anticipating that you're not going to kill a deer when you use that kayak.
Well, the game is always you anticipate you're not going to do it. Leave your knife at home because that's when you're killing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm trying to play the double negative.
It's a double negative.
It's not working.
If you bring your canoe, you might actually get one.
Yeah, that's true.
Kevin Jacobson, well, early stream. Damian Borchard threw a curveball with the early stream. Early season, early stream.
Up the stream with no paddle, boys.
Yeah.
Sorry to throw you for a loop.
Message for everybody. I've been seeing, actually reach out to a few folks. I reach out to Dan Johnson. I reach out to Josh with Before the Echo. So y'all that listen, if you guys follow them or whatever, start putting bugs in their ears alongside of us. But Dan agreed. We just got to find a time because he can't do it Tuesday. So we'll probably have to find a weekend, but he would drive here to do an episode.
Dan Johnson?
Yeah.
Cool.
And the reason for that is I've noticed, I would say his tune has changed, but he's beating our drum in his own way. Like his priorities have shifted in life as a dad, as a trophy hunter. Like he's kind of like come to the dark side. The difference is he's been in the light before and I've never been to the light yet. So I've just lived in this realm the whole time. But just noticing some of his content, how his narrative has changed. I was like, dude, we should talk about that. Because I think that's a really interesting talk track. And then Josh similarly is like kind of going on this offensive of like, don't feel bad for the deer you shot. Don't let other people bring you down. Don't like, it's your tag. And I'm like, the more people saying this, the better. This is a good thing. Like I've been tagged in some stuff. People like, they're saying what you're saying. I'm like, that's not bad. Dude, that is good. We want that. Like, I'm not mad about it. No one's stealing. Who cares?
That's the point.
Everyone said this. That's the point. Like, I don't care. I don't need to be first or even like, it's none of those things. So I just wanted to like fan those flames with those guys a little bit. And like, dude, if you're talking about that, we always talk about it. Let's talk about it together. Cause I'm assuming you have a different disposition. And I know both those guys are damn good hunters. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of validity to hear it from people that have gotten it done to then hear. It'd be like talking to an entrepreneur that made millions, but then has all this regret about like, well, I left my family behind though in the process. So let me teach some wisdom to you based on what I've been through.
Dude, I am hearing it a lot more than I think I've ever heard it before. Mm-hmm. And it's early in the season, but I mean, here in Wisconsin, we've got the dreaded Wisconsin Rut Report page on Facebook.
It's been pretty much. I've noticed.
But there's been a bunch of comments that have been called out. Like people saying, like, would have been a good one in another year or two. And then people being like, hey, It looks great right now. The guy's got a big smile. Can't you see the smile on that guy's face? Like, keep your comment to yourself. And I've seen like a whole bunch of people just saying like, hey, that's a great deer.
Yep.
It's his tag. Like, so, you know, people are standing up doing the right thing.
Yeah. It's good to see. And I want to have more of those conversations. So Holly, my wife, was like, I just stopped home to get my charger. And she's like talking to me as I like, hey, is a charger there? Did I leave it at home? Because I was going to come straight here from work and whatever. And she said, don't you miss having it here, the podcast studio at home? I'm like, yeah, kind of. I've been watching all the footage from last season. I miss it a little bit. Like, I really do. Like the wood wall, as stupid as a dumb wood wall is, like it had a vibe, a very cozy vibe. And I was like, yeah, but we've had like, how many in-person guests have we had in the short amount of time we've been here? The majority.
More than we've had in a while.
And I was like, how great is it that then you're not having to feel like this pressure to clean the house, to have dudes come into our home and like, it's like, because it used to be so crazy. I'd be scooping the cat box, like, which now it's gone totally to the wayside.
I was going to say, maybe it was a good thing.
Just like, it's been so nice. So I was like really hopeful that I could get Josh or Dan. Josh is like, look, I can't make it now that we're like in season. And Dan's like, I can make it, but not on a Tuesday. So trying to figure out when we can get people in, but we've done a good job. We were going to have an in-studio guest tonight, John Stelflew, but he had some work stuff, so we're going to reschedule that. It's been really great to have that kind of thing happening. This party that we're going to throw on the 8th of October.
That'll be cool.
Like, that'll be fun for those that can make it. I know it's short notice, but that's fine. Like, I'm not trying to make it.
If you're
this a big
local,
thing.
stop in.
Yeah,
It'll be good.
Kind of thing. It's like a pint night almost.
I'm going to try to make it.
Yeah. I got to tell the BHA folks.
I got to drive up and drop the kids off with grandma and grandpa.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
But if I can make it.
I mean, yeah, whatever. It'd be fun if you were here, but mainly because people really like to see you. Like, every time I go to the Wisconsin show, there's just one kid that's like, is Derek here?
It's probably
because you're there once.
Probably a student.
He's a farm guy. He's a farm boy.
Oh, really?
Really nice looking kid. Like, just seems like he's a good dude through and through. He's got his little posse, but he seems like the little leader. And I say little, but he's like not that young, you know, kid to me. But every year he's like, Derek here? No, man. He's just so disheartened that you're not there. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not Derek. I'm sorry. I know you don't give a shit about me, pal.
No, that's not true.
We got to call him to bring him in. Damien, how you doing?
I hear him over there. I can't hear him in my...
Okay, one sec. Let me fix this. Can you reach that? You can unplug it and bring it over. It should be charged enough. Hold on. We'll get you
One second, buddy.
Figured out. Hold on here.
I hear him on there.
Oh, wait. Bluetooth turned off? That seems strange. Hold on one second. We'll get
You're experiencing technical difficulties.
We're always experiencing technical difficulties. Can you hear me now? Wait. Where's Bluetooth? Hello? Is it working?
Damien, you there?
Oh, why is it not working? Damien, hello?
Oh,
okay.
I gotcha.
Oh,
Right.
hold on. Let me try the Bluetooth again. Hold on. It should be coming through.
The old speakerphone's working.
It says it's connected to the Rodecaster, but it's not. It was earlier. It like disconnected somehow.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, why do these things happen? This has been a flawless setup so far, so I don't know what the bugaboo is.
It's not you, Damien.
It's true. Hold on. That's all good. Just trying to check all my settings here real quick. Don't mind us messing around with crap. That's all good. Rodecaster Pro 2. Test. No. Still nothing.
Dude, let's pick a day. Probably once hunting season ends, and let's put a wood wall up here.
Let's do it.
I got some old deck boards and some old barn boards. We can make this wood again if that makes you feel better.
Damien, if you're still there, what about now?
Well, I can hear you now.
Hey, he's coming in the mics.
I figured something different out. I don't know if our listeners can hear you or not, but
Thanks for your patience, dude.
I put you through to the computer somehow. I've never done this before. I don't even know what this means, but we can hear you.
Whoa.
So.
Well, we got it all figured out.
I don't know if we got it all figured out, but we can hear you. So that's the only thing. We don't know if anyone else can. How you doing, dude?
Doing pretty good. I just figured I'd call in because I'm going to try a new strategy this year with my bow season. Just kind of pick your guys' brain about it.
Yeah, let's hear it. I'm all about the new strategies.
normally I'm all gung-ho and I'll be the guy that goes out there and sits in the mosquitoes and suffers. But I think this year I'm going to focus more on goose hunting with my buddies and then pheasant season. And then right at the mid to end October, kind of balance pheasant season and going out and sitting in the woods. But it's been pretty hard, even with the hot temperatures, not going out there and getting in the stand, well, in the saddle, because I bought a saddle this year. So we'll see how that all goes.
What'd you get? What kind of saddle?
I got the Latitude Lone Star, got the sticks, got everything all set up. The only thing is the platform was sold out when I looked and ordered everything else. So now I got to go back and order the platform. So
that's exciting. How do you like the Lone Star? That's supposed to be like the Cadillac, super comfy, single panel.
It's pretty comfy. I kind of wish I would have held off though and waited for the Method 3 to go back in stock, but
Method 3 is pretty dope.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Lone Star will get you through this season, and you'll learn a lot about whether saddle hunting is the way if it's everything you hoped it would be. And then if it is, you could sell that on Saddle Hunter Classified or any one of those Facebook groups and
Saddle
upgrade.
Hunter Classified a website?
Yeah,
Page?
Saddle Hunter Classifieds.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't
There's
know
like a
that.
lot of different mobile
Classifieds.
hunter ones, saddle
That's
hunter
fun.
ones,
Okay.
and you can resell.
I was
gear.
going to say, I figured it wouldn't be hard that if I didn't like it, I could find a way to give it to someone else or whatnot. But
Yeah, dude, that's exciting. Yeah, I kind of envy you because every season I kind of say the same thing. Not about goose hunting, but just that I'm going to lay off, and then here I am sweating my ass off, fighting mosquitoes, going, why did I do this?
I mean, we're only a few weeks in, well, a week, 2 weeks into season. So, I mean, I've held out this far, but I don't know how long it'll last. I got some pretty nice pictures. So,
Oh, boy.
Do you got daylight pictures?
I got some daylight and some very evening hours to where it wouldn't surprise me if I went out there and had a few looks early season and might be able to move closer. And I don't know, kind of hard. I'm hunting wide open ag fields, hunting private land, but hunting wide open ag fields, and the neighbor has pine trees and marsh right there that comes onto our property and a lot on his property, but he also has a whole cornfield that he leaves up for the deer year round. So
Yeah, with that egg up, man, you never know when they might. I mean, I'm not trying to get you in the woods or anything, but you never know when they might be sneaking in and out of there. Maybe not bad to throw a sit that way. I don't know.
yeah, I'm kind of keeping an ear on with the father-in-law to figure out when they're taking crops off and which fields, because they have a bunch of fields that rotate. So one field's hay, then the next field is soybeans, and the next field's corn. And every year it changes, so the dynamic out there changes every year.
Yeah, that's tough to keep in. I mean,
It's kind
those
of
are
fun. Like it's a lot of
three,
mix and match.
but I mean that keeps the deer there, right? Because then they've got a food source no matter what season it is till it all comes off.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of nice, but yeah, where they're coming from and when they're getting there probably changes quite a bit. I got a pretty dangerous picture yesterday. Dangerous in the sense that the cell camera has not been having much on it. It's had does, a couple bucks here and there. They've almost been all at night. And then yesterday at 1:20, I have a real nice buck running through. So he got bumped. I'm like, well, he's laying in this bottom. I know it because there's like 4 beds around there. Just because he's not walking by that spot, you know what I mean, in daylight?
Yeah.
He's obviously in there because something bumped him out of there. So I'm like, well, how do I throw a hunt over there? Because I think he's there. These cameras.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm kind of happy I don't have the stress of the cell cams. I run old school cameras, so I got to go pull those.
Yeah, I don't even like the cell cameras, to be honest. I kind of hate them.
Because I know if I was sitting at work and my phone went off, I'd be sitting there going, well, I do have a sick day.
Don't we all?
You know, we used to say up in Pest, you go, if you got an itch, you better scratch it.
That's pretty good. I was just gonna say something about the dangerous one you got. That's the one you should go do.
I should.
If he's running through in daylight. Yeah, cell cams are a bit dangerous that way. If I had something in daylight, I'd have more of a reason to probably want to go sit there then. But there's been zero. That doesn't mean it's not happening. Of course, that's the problem with these damn things.
Your trail cam to the north that you've got the hunters on,
Yeah.
very well could have deer walking around it.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Yeah.
The one to the south I feel like
That one's
they're either going to be on that or they're
or
not
they're
going to be on
right.
that.
It's
Right?
like a spotlight.
Well, as soon as one is on there, you better get your ass in that tree, though.
Yeah.
Because that window is only going to be open this long.
Yeah. Oh man, that's good.
And then just one last question for you. Oh,
yeah.
just wondering, maybe I missed it and you said it at the beginning of the live because I tuned in a little late, but do you have an idea yet on when that last season is going to go live?
Oh, the
for
show?
all the episodes for the hunting?
October 8th.
Yeah,
I probably didn't circle back to say the date. October 8th, 6-ish p.m. So I'll get everything queued up and scheduled on the YouTubes and all that jazz and Carbon TV and whatnot. But as far as the party goes, I think we're thinking like 5:36, somewhere in there. We both work during the day, Tyler and I, so we're going to want to skedaddle over here, get a tent set up, get some food, get some coolers full of some beer, get the projector mounted up in a way that makes sense, and point at a wall that people can watch, and that'll be it. So yeah, would love to have you. And we'll set up, like I said, a Facebook page event on our Facebook page, and send an email out to everybody. That's what I think our email list is segmented by geography, so we'll hit all the Wisconsinites up.
Sweet. I can't wait to watch my cringy interview.
Oh yeah. Well, I think yours is.
Drive.
I don't think your episode. Well, you're like episode 9 and 10, I think.
Yeah, at the end. We just
because that's when we did that. It was like at the end of the season we did that shoot. So, but yeah, you're in it, man. We were just watching it. We were like, I realized you were talking about, because I wasn't present when that conversation happened. But everyone's like, you can carry it on your back. It seems a little sketch, but yeah.
Beckers was like, yeah, definitely carry it on your back. That's the best way to do it.
We knew we were the only guys out there, but
yeah, it was a good time. Wished Eric could have been there. That would have been a really fun time.
Dude, I love that shit.
Still plenty of shenanigans.
Let's do it again. I'm all about it. We either do a gun deer drive or a muzzleloader drive or
something.
We've got to get everybody together.
When we are together, it's a fun time. When everyone's together, it's way fun. It's not. Those are the brightest memories in my history. Yes. Is when I'm with all you guys doing that kind of stuff. It's so fun. Very impressionable.
I was going to say, that was the first time that Greg and I actually went out and did a hunt together. We've gone fishing together.
No shit.
Never went out and did a hunt, so that was pretty memorable.
I would have assumed you guys had hunted together a couple times before, to be honest. I would assume that was like a regular thing.
When you're the one that put the Gerber knife to use, too. I was like, use this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for basically
see those photos. I get
video.
The wife, and I'm like, look, that's my hand.
All that blood. Yeah, Keegan captured some
great hand model.
Yeah, he captured some good spots there.
Yeah, once that video premieres, you're probably going to have a lot of lotion companies reaching out, some ring companies reaching out. So just keep your schedule free.
That's pretty cool.
But alrighty, guys. Well, thanks for letting me call in, and thanks for everything you guys do. You guys make a huge impact, and I love what you guys are doing with the channel and whatnot.
Thank you, and thanks for dealing with our tech issues. I've got another way to navigate this in case it breaks again. So I appreciate it.
Alrighty. Well, catch you boys later, and good luck this season.
Yeah, you too, Damien. See ya.
Yeah,
dude, nice work. I've never seen that symbol that's on your phone. I've never seen that before in my life.
Yeah, it did what it said it was.
Did people hear him?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just muted that whole call right now because it's just weird that I see the wavelength.
Dude, it's freaking hot in here.
Yeah, I didn't turn the AC.
I don't know if it's talking about hot hunting season.
Probably 75 degrees in here right now. Yeah, it's but it used to get hot in the basement. I think it did sometimes. It also got cold on there sometimes. I'd rather be a little chilly, although this window doesn't seem to shut all the way. So I imagine in the winter it's going to be really like I'll have to call the landlord and see if they can.
That looks original.
Seal that up.
That looks original. Why is it crooked?
This is such a random. But yeah, we can go buy the wood, and I don't think it'll be that hard to just tack some wood to the wall again. If I got a buddy that's got a generator or like an air compressor.
I got a nail gun and air compressor in the basement.
There you go.
Pop.
Yeah. You did the wood thing in your basement.
Yeah. That's like and then we bought this summer, I'm just freaking cheap and trying to make things work. And so I got the barnwood wall, I got all the bucks, but I wanted some like shelving, cabinetry underneath, but I don't want to pay for freaking like nice cabinetry because I'm too cheap and I haven't had time to build any. So I bought some cubbies from a freaking Anytime Fitness that was like refurbishing. So they're like heavy duty, big cubbies, like perfect height. Bought 2 of them side by side. Now I just got to build 2 little cubby doors.
I like
and
that.
Put it on the top and good to go.
Interesting. I had a thought though too, because we have that whole room there.
Ooh.
We could do that whole wall and have more room, and then we were not rushing to like tear down, build up. We could just build that in our own time, and then just migrate the stuff over there. So that's a
freaking planner right there.
That's a thought, because that room's like.
Do you know what my thought was today?
More capable.
Mine was far less aesthetic and more efficient. I was like, I couldn't remember if you had a finished ceiling in the outer part by those doors, but I was like, where can we put my my little electric lift that we could like skin some deer up in here and do like a cutting party?
Oh yeah, as long as we get a tarp.
Bring some grinders.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We could do that here.
Yeah, but you got carpet in here. I forgot about this.
Throw a tarp down, dude. Like a murder scene.
I don't know. Depends.
Just get some of that plastic. Get a Dexter scene going on in here. Like,
just go buy all the supplies that like flags you.
Like we're painting. Like we're painting. You know.
Rubber gloves.
Just lay plastic down everywhere.
5mm plastic.
Just sled the deer in, dump it out on the plastic.
I mean, like if you guys shoot a deer, and we got me and Greg and you, or Tyler, whoever gets one, dude, we could get that sucker cut up in an hour and a half.
That'd be so much more fun.
Wrapped and packaged. Yeah. Done.
That'd be saving money, which we all need to do these days.
And it'd be good practice.
Do we have another caller all of a sudden? What's going on? Call line's popping off. Who we got? I'm waiting for it to screen. I know we're trying to wrap up too, so we'll try not to take us to the normal.
Dude, we're going to be early. It's good. I'm going to make it home for bedtimes. Not a problem.
That's what you say. Zach from Delaware, I think. Let's bring in. Hold on here. Hey, Zach, you're live on the show. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you live. Loud and clear. How about me?
Yeah, we got you. Cool. This is, I think whatever I'm doing might be working. It sounds like people can hear you, so that's great. Where are you calling from? What you got to share tonight?
I'm calling from the northeast Philly suburbs, actually. I hunt Philadelphia area, southeast PA, also hunt Delaware because the season opens September 1st, and I've got access to some private land. I was down there in Delaware, had a little spike on the camera, got really excited. I was there 2 days in the afternoon, about 1 o'clock, decided to go down to my blind, got set up around 10, and the spike comes out, 3-4 meters from my blind, and it turns out he's bedding at the camera. So I get so jazzed up. I am ready to go on this spike. I've retired from the military, and ever since I retired, every year I'm getting more and more jittery at that pre-shot for some reason. I don't understand why, but finally got the shot out, and it was a 4-yard shot. Once he got up from his bed, about 15 or 20 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm getting alerts on my watch saying your heart rate's over 120 for the last 10 minutes.
Holy
You're
cow.
not moving. Yeah, I was jazzed.
That's amazing.
He jumps the shot totally because it's a crossbow. He's going to hear it immediately. And I think I nail him. He kind of saunters off. I give it about 45 minutes, an hour. I see the direction that he went. No big deal.
How far away was he when you shot him, Zach?
11 feet, maybe.
Oh, shit. So, yeah, real close.
Yeah, that would be damn near. That would be super exciting, for sure.
Yeah, I do have, this innate ability to get super close and miss every deer with it, if they're less than 10 yards away. And so I see where the arrow is, the crossbow. I retrieve it. There's no blood. There's no hair. There's nothing on this mechanism, the mechanical arrow, just indicate that it went through. There's no tallow. There's no residue. There's nothing. And the way that he walked away didn't really indicate that he was hit either. So I track him. There's no blood. There's nothing. I think, oh man, just early season misses. Oh, so exciting though. Great. I get a picture from some landowners nearby the next day of that same spike, dead, of a wound that would be similar to the one that I would have given had I hit him. But there was nothing on it, and no one came to claim him.
It sounds like it's a dead deer.
So what'd you do?
I've heard of stories where people shoot deer and the hit is so lethal that they don't even really react? They just are like, well, that was weird, and walk off.
It blew my mind, and it's like that analogy of there's two types of motorcycle riders: those that have, put their bikes down, and those that will. And it was like just hit me so hard that I probably did kill this deer, and like I wasted all of it, and that's just hard.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Was it a high shot? Do you think the placement was higher? Like the blood never filled up into the cavity to pour out of the entry and exit wound, or?
So the entry wound that it appears, I have the imagery and everything, the pictures, is like a brisket shot.
So in the front
right there
end?
at the bottom of front, right on the breastbone. To me, it looked like there'd be blood everywhere, and you would have hit more than just that area. But I cannot figure it out how I hit it with my arrow.
The fact that like it was dead nearby on a neighboring property with wounds that would be consistent with your shot placement, like that can't be coincidence.
No.
And they wouldn't have called you.
Right? Right. They called me because they know I hunt in that area, but they also don't know the other hunters because where the other hunters are, they're not on camera when they enter or exit.
Interesting.
Was that deer facing you, or was it broadside when you shot?
It was broadside. It was broadside shot, yeah. And the entry wound line up with where I would have shot it.
That's really interesting that if it was forward, you would have think, if it's going to hit any sort of artery coming out of the heart up toward the neck, you would have thought, I would think that there would be blood very close to where you hit it. There's no way.
You guys always respond so kindly when I send you my trophy pictures. I'm going to send you the pictures of my broadhead that I used there, as well as the pictures of this deer, just so that you can show people or, just examine it for yourselves to make a determination. Like, whether I did or I didn't, I still feel responsible. And it's just one of those things that's out there that I want people to know about.
Well, yeah, it's tough either way.
It's unsolved mysteries,
dude.
That's
tough either way.
It's unsolved mysteries, and it just gnaws at you. But
that makes it harder to even swallow that pill when you're the one who released the arrow or the bolt. Like, that makes it so hard.
I was thinking, because the proximity was so close, 11 feet, if it didn't have time to do what it needed to do coming out of, if it's a bolt out of a crossbow, but it's not like a bullet. It's not like if you hit too close, it doesn't do what it needs to do to expand, right? Like doesn't apply here.
But the time that sound takes to travel when that string hits the bars and they fully expand hits the deer faster than the arrow at that distance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, that's a wild one. That's a freaking
I feel like
mystery.
it's probably your deer, and it's just an unfortunate string. If you'd have no blood trail, like I was there last year, it's not a fun place to be mentally.
I'm going to send you the photos. It's crazy,
dude. And what kind of stuff?
I saw you guys in there talking about your setup. I'm like, let's talk about deer.
Right? Yeah. And I will say, early season. Anytime you release an arrow on a deer, guys, there's so much vegetation, there's so much green, there's so much leafy, grassy stuff everywhere. If you're off on the blood trail, like if you think you went this way and you're 2 feet, 3 feet off of where it actually ran, it's really hard to find freaking blood. It's not just like blood painted across leaves, like it's going to be in 4 weeks. That blood's rubbing up on all the grass. It's elevated off the ground. Like, depending on vegetation, it can be really hard to be on the right track and know where the deer ran because it's not clear early season. Mm-hmm. It's much harder, so you really have to frickin' take your time, and it's very difficult early season for blood trail deer, if you ask me.
You're right. You're saying all the right things. This is why I binge listen to all your episodes for, starting August 25th. And then I'm with you guys every week, I'm just baffled by it. I'm going to send you the pictures. You look at it. I appreciate you guys' insight. Thank you so much for at least letting me
No, thanks for send it over and thanks. And if you want to exist in the same pain of life, then I don't mean pain as in ouch. I mean pain of pain maybe is what who cares? The YouTube video of me with my doe hunt from a few years back is exactly this. I shoot this thing. I had blood, but it ended up in a non-recovery, which was so confusing. Had a full pass
thought you
through,
nailed
everything
it.
made
Yep.
sense, whatever, and it's like never added up. And I still to this day, I'm like, I think she was dead, and I just didn't find her, which is super unfortunate. So, you know, if you want to, I'm right there with you. I've been there. And then a lot of us have.
You have. You totally get it. Well, in good news, like this is my third year hunting in Pennsylvania, and I finally got invited to a deer camp this year. I'm very excited. You know, things are going to be on the up and up. It's still super
That's so
early.
cool. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, dude, way to keep your head up.
It's a special
keep
place out
grinding,
there too. It's
keep
a cool area.
grinding, and you're gonna have a great season.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one, dude.
You too.
Yeah, thanks for sending over the photos, dude.
Cheers.
Yeah, man, that's always a tough pill to swallow.
Can we actually have one more caller? I
Good.
promise we'll bring her in for landing. But I think we know this fella because he said he said his wife said my name in bed last night, so he's pissed about it. He wants to call.
Oh, really?
I think we got Brian Rogers on the line.
Brian Johnson?
I don't know. It says Rogers.
Rogers?
I don't know. Is there a different Brian?
There's multiple Brians.
Yeah, is this that no good son of a gun, Eric?
Oh, this is Brian.
Yeah.
Brian Rogers of us.
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
I'll drive up to Wisconsin right now and kick your ass, buddy.
Wait, who? Eric or Derek?
Keep my name
Is it Eric?
out of your wife's
Eric.
mouth.
Eric, see, it's you. You dirty dog.
I haven't been to Illinois anytime
What's up,
soon.
fellas?
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, pretty good. Just on the drive home. Figure I'd give you a shout.
Were you on the? Derek was telling me, were you on the Working Class Bow Hunter podcast?
Oh, that's his cousin.
Oh, Jesus! How many of you are there?
Dude, there's all the
The
Brians.
confusion is getting thick.
No, that was my poaching ass cousin, Officer Brian Johnson, who I'm pretty sure shot his 160 on a high fence operation last year.
Holy shit, guys!
Because I'm pretty sure he did it because he saw me having a bad year and he knew he could finally get in there and shoot a good one.
He had to one up you. He had to one up you, dude.
Yeah, he thought this is my opportunity to finally be the man at Thanksgiving. So
You guys must have a really fun Thanksgiving, honestly.
well, he's scared of me, so that's why we don't hang out too much anymore. But
Oh my gosh!
Dude, the night that I got to come blood trail with both of you was a really fun night. Listening to these two banter, like you can just imagine these two, Brian sky dumping and Brian Johnson, the other Brian, just being a big old son of a bitch.
Oh my
they
God.
They were a
This
hoot.
is good sit mobile, Brian. So just to,
This
right?
is good sit
Okay,
mobile,
that's
Brian.
I can tell by your voice. I now know it.
Yeah.
It just took me a second.
yeah, I don't want to take up all your guys' time, but I had to call in and put my cousin on blast because I know what he did. So
You guys are nuts. This is great. How's your season going? Are you out there? Are you out there getting at it or what?
yeah, I've been out a couple times, but you know how it is. Everything feels good, and then you start getting really high anxiety, right, as it's starting to get close because all of your plans start falling apart or just don't seem like they're what you want them to be, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to wait to beat the shit out of myself mentally. So that's why I'm actually not hunting at all. Like the more I stave it off, the more of that energy I've stored for when it'll deplete really quick.
You're gonna edge yourself hunting. Is what you're gonna do.
Just a little
Yeah,
teasing.
a little
Just
bit.
a little teasing.
Yeah, we don't want to go all the way to blue balls here, you know.
I tell you what, I've got some good ones, and then you know, some okay ones. But it's all about just the fact that it's here, and I'm about to lose my mind every day sitting at work, looking outside. I just don't even care about money anymore.
Well, you guys open October 1, so you're very close. Do you already know what you're doing, Brian?
I have an idea, but me and Brian we always have an annual October 1st day where we hunt together.
That's cool.
And it's always a cluster, you know what, every single time. I don't know what he does to his equipment, but it's always the loudest possible, like, I don't know what he does. It's like special metal that he orders to be loud or something. I don't
Like
know.
that golf club that scares people.
Can I get that really hard hollow metal?
Yeah, so I give him like 400 death stares on the way there, and then undoubtedly his glasses fog up every single time when
It's like Tubbs.
are going in. So he is blind by the time we get to the tree and we're setting up.
Instead of cat eyes, they put braille tacks up so that Brian Johnson can feel where he's at.
Reminds me of Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, I said Bubbles is like 6'6".
It's funny.
But that being said, it's supposed. Another thing it does every year is the 15-day forecast is always like, hey, guess what? The day of October 1st, it's going to be the cold day of the 15-day forecast. And then five days beforehand, it jumps up to fucking 90 degrees. So.
Yeah,
it's weird how that works.
With you, dude. Don't trust that shit for real.
So that's where I'm at right now, and I've been doing every honey-do list that I can, and I feel like I'm ready. But who's ever really ready to get their butts kicked by the woods, right?
Well, buddy, you either already got one, or you just got to send me your mailing address, because I got that thermocell with your name on it, and I know you're not going out in the woods without your thermocell. So I got to get that thermocell back to you.
Yeah. So that was probably one of my favorite Okayest moments so far. Was I'm out in the woods and I put up one trail cam that Derek knows is where that one's at. It's after that deer that me and him are both after. He's got the shed too or whatnot. And I knew that I was trying to beat the rain. And so I get to this last location, and right as I set my pack down, I realized that my brand new thermocell that I had just bought, because I lost my other one, was gone. So I'm frantically running around in the fucking pouring rain, and I'm like freaking out. And finally I'm like, shit, I just got to throw this camera up and run out of the woods, because it's starting to lightning and shit. So I'm like, son of a gun. Then Derek goes down there and is like, hey, I saw your cameras. And I tell him, and he's like, oh yeah, I found your thermocell. I'm like, God damn it.
I'm on you like a fly on shit, buddy. No, I'm just joking. But I do have your thermosol.
Yeah, I know.
I'm happy to mail it. I'm happy to mail it back to you, or I'm not going to be down there early season for Illinois. I'll be down there later.
Yeah, you want it now. Yeah.
But he needs it now.
Dude, I just want to say our last caller, I think his name was Zach. Yeah. Did you guys pick up when he said my smartwatch was warning me of a high like
without moving
heart rate? That's a shooter buck. If it's getting your watch to warn you.
Doesn't matter what's on its head. If that's happening, that's a good sign.
So may everybody have their watch alert them that their heart rate is too high. And then a lot of us have them. Like I have a Garmin. I don't know if it's got Apple Watches and shit, but like I'm going to be checking that for sure. How high was my heart rate? That's how you know that's why you know I shot it. Report. You gotta send a screenshot of your watch at the same damn time.
Well, hey boys, I gotta get into the wife and kids before they beat me up. So
all right, man.
All right, buddy. Thanks for calling, Brian.
Thanks.
Later, boys.
See ya.
Well, that's cool. We got a couple calls right at the end there.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't know. This is it. Season's here, so we have some guests we're trying to line up. Mentioned a couple of them. Got a few more in the works, and then we got some that have to get rescheduled and shuffled around. We got our watch party on the 8th. That'll be happening. I didn't want to swap it out with Podcast Tuesday. I thought about it. So we're still going to hold to podcast and then do that as a separate thing.
There you go.
I didn't want to conflate the two. So anyway, stand by. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube, subscribe. We're putting out good content there. I'm trying to put out more, I wouldn't say micro clips, but like I'm calling them chunky clips, because they're like 4, 8, 16. Yeah, chunky, just chunky clips. It's just the meat of whatever, meat from the bone of an episode. So you don't have to listen to the whole hour and a half to get to the good stuff. The good stuff we're just putting on a platter and serving up on YouTube in chunky clips. So you heard it here first.
Get your chunky clips.
Oh boy. Well, everybody have a great night, great day.
Thanks
week.
for
we'll talk to you soon.
joining us.
Yeah.